Hi creatives, my name is Stella and you're welcome to my channel. I've been wanting to say that for the longest time, so we're going to swing it. I'm a Nigerian and a student of the Open University of Nigeria, a practicing fashion designer in Abuja. Please, I am urging you to stay tuned to my channel because I have a lot up my sleeve. I have DIY content, tailoring tips, tailoring content, and general lifestyle. Basically, we will swing it as we go, but please stay tuned. I would appreciate it. And you're gonna love it, I am promising you. And I intend to post a video every Wednesday, so please stay tuned. Thank you. And let's get right into the video. You need to know how to take body measurements. Many people get it wrong. You mustn't be a fashion designer to know how to take body measurements. As an individual, you may be very far from your designer and you may find yourself in a position where you have to take your own measurement to send across to them. This video is a solution for you. If you are working out and you want to track your progress, knowing how to take body measurements will go a long way for you. You will need a tape measure. You definitely have to measure with something, right? This is basically the only thing you need. There are two kinds of measurements. We have, let me put my hair away so you can actually understand what I'm doing, and so I can also show my dress. So we have two kinds of measurements. We have the vertical measurements, and these are measurements along your body line, along your body, in the sense that you have to place your tape vertically to take this measurement. Whatever measurement you're taking and your tape is vertically placed, that is a vertical measurement. Then we have the horizontal measurements. These are measurements taken across your body. If you have to slant your tape to take a particular measurement, then that is a horizontal measurement. I hope you understand that part. Vertical, horizontal. For the horizontal measurement, we have our shoulder measurement. Listen carefully. We have our shoulder measurement, we have our bust measurement, we have our waist measurement, we have the hip measurement. There are many horizontal measurements on our body, but for the purpose of this video, we are going to be covering the basic ones because you take measurements according to the garment you're making. What I mean is, if you're making a dress with a hoodie, you have to, or you're making a hat, a cap, you find yourself taking horizontal measurements of the circumference of your head, right? But this video will cover the basic measurements we need. Now, a professional fashion designer should be able to get other body measurements from these ones I'm about to give you in this video. So please keep watching. First of all, for the horizontal body measurements, we start from the shoulder. When taking the shoulder measurement, many people get this wrong, but look at my shoulder. You see my hand? I raise my hand to an angle of 90 degrees. Angle of 90 degrees. Now you bend over. You see that part where my hand breaks, where my shoulder breaks? It creates a depth, right? Please hold the edge of that depth. When you hold it, you place your hand straight again. Right? I don't know if you get it, but you should. It's actually easy enough. Place your hand there, and then you bring your hand back. That point where you bring your hand, mentally mark it. That is where you place one edge of your tape, then run the other edge across your back, across your shoulder. Don't mind my hair. Across your shoulder, then to the other part where you have that same break. Can you see it? For me, my shoulder measurement is 16. Now you can have people with varying measurements. You have people with very slender shoulders and people with broader shoulder. Now that is very fine. You do the same technique, and that's it. Voila. Now we move over to the next horizontal measurement, which is our bust measurement. This is the bust circumference. What you do is you basically run the tape around your bust and try to avoid any slant. When you run the tape on your bust, try to avoid any slant whatsoever. You don't want to have a case of you placing your measurement like this or like this. You want to make sure it's centralized, it's in the middle. Then you take your bust measurement like this. One thing you should also know is whenever you take your measurement, you try to move the tape around. If the tape can actually move, it means your client or you can actually breathe in the dress or the garment you're making, meaning they can be free in that cloth you're making. Not free as per loose, but free as per be comfortable in it. Okay, so we move right to the next measurement, which is the under bust measurement. The under bust measurement is the you know the slope of your breast, right? This is the apex of your breast. This is the apex of your breast coming down where your breast ends, because your breast has its apex and then it comes down to a point. The circumference of that point is called your under bust measurement. Literally, as it says, under bust, under your bust. For some of us that have really small boobs, the under bust and the bust may not have really much difference, but for really busty people, I don't know, there's always a difference though, as long as you have busts. So right under here, for me it is 32, and that is my under bust measurement. Next is our waist measurement. Now this is also a very tricky part, because we have people with varying body types. We have people on the big side, we have people with folds, you know, and it's very easy for you to get confused as to where their waistline is. We have pregnant people, male and female, so you also really get confused as to where their waistline is, but I got you covered. You can use this trick for people that are not pregnant. You can use this trick. You bend slightly to your side, wherever breaks in your body, wherever the bend starts from, you can actually feel it, right? And that is the smallest part of your body, the smallest part of your waist, right? And it bends. That is your waistline. That is your waistline. Also, if you still haven't figured that out, or the person has a very, very confusing body, you can also take 2 inches above your belly button. Now this is my belly button. 2 inches above it. This is 2 inches above my belly button. It's my waistline. You can also do that to get the waist of the person. Now the next on our horizontal list is the hip measurement. The hip is, on most people, the widest part of their body, but because of how amazing creation is, we have varying body types. To take your hip measurement, you have to place your tape on the highest part of your butt, the biggest part of your bust and your hip. As I said earlier on, you have to try for the tape to be straight. You don't want to have a case where you're measuring like this or like this. You will have altered your measurement and it will not be accurate. Now you want to place your tape directly on the biggest part of the butt, the highest part of the buttocks. Then you also want to make sure that this can move freely. not too loose and not too tight. It's the measurement, and it can move freely. It can move downward and it can move upward. That is to enable them sit. If this does not move freely, they can't sit and they will not be comfortable. So it has defeated the purpose of taking accurate measurement. The sleeve is a very important part of a dress. Now, not every dress has a sleeve. My dress doesn't have a sleeve, but this is called the armhole. Some people call it the round sleeve. The armhole measurement. This is the upper arm, the elbow, and the wrist. To get your armhole measurement, you can place your tape like this. Just basically place your tape like this. Now this is your armhole measurement, your exact armhole measurement. Many people forget to take this measurement when sending to your designer, and that is okay. This measurement can easily be gotten by dividing your bust. That is, if you're taking the bust, is the most basic body measurement. So I'm assuming you've taken your bust measurement already. So you just divide your bust measurement by 6. Then you add 2.5 inches, which is 2.5 inches. I repeat, divide your bust measurement by 6 plus 2.5. That should give you your accurate armhole measurement. Now you can measure round here. Which is called your upper arm. You can measure your upper arm around here. You can measure your wrist if you want to. If you're making a dress with cuffs or a very fitted wrist, you take your wrist measurement. Now that is all for our horizontal measurements. We move over to the vertical measurements. As I said earlier, vertical measurements are measurements you take with your tape placed vertically. Our first vertical measurement is our shoulder to bust. Now this is from the shoulder to the highest point of your breast, the apex of your bust or your nipple. You place the tape on the shoulder like so, and then you get your nipple point. For me, it's 10.5. That is my nipple point. Then the second measurement to take is our shoulder to our under bust. For me, it's 13.5. Like this. Then the next measurement to take is our shoulder to our waist, which is also called the half length, because it's at that point that your body divides into 2. So we place it. For me, it is 16.5. Like this. $16.5. Then we place on our shoulder to our hip. You place it to make sure that that is the highest part of your buttocks. For me, it is 25. Many people find this challenging, especially when you're taking your own measurements to get the full length of your dress. Your dress can be a blouse, it can be a very mini dress, it can be a midi dress, it can be a maxi dress. Especially for maxi dresses, it can be a hassle. It can be very difficult, especially when you're taking your own measurement. Now this is a tip I have for you. You place your tape upside down, with the highest number being upward and the lowest number being downward. You place your tape like this, and wherever you want your garment to stop, it should be where you will end it. You keep raising this up to match. Let me go backwards so you can see this. I want to have a full length of dress. So this is it. I place my tape where I want the dress to end, and I hold it on my shoulder. Then I take my shoulder measurement and I look where that is, which is 59.5. I don't know if you understand this, but wherever you just basically take your tape, you place it on your shoulder, you keep raising it up till you get the length of the dress you want. Then you place it on your shoulder and hold that number. Whatever number it gives you is your length of dress. That doesn't only work for maxi dresses. To eliminate bending, because bending causes alteration of measurements. If you want a dress this length, you can also do the same thing, making sure to place your tape above your bust. However you want, whichever length you want your dress to be, you place your tape like that, you hold the number on your shoulder, and then you bring it to reveal the particular figure. And that is it for taking the full length of your dress. If you're taking a blouse, that can also work too. You literally just place it to wherever you want your blouse to stop. You can just feel the length. You say, okay, fine, this is where I want my blouse to stop, right above my hip. You just touch the one on your shoulder, bring it out, then you reveal it. This is 23. So the length of my blouse is 23. I hope you understand that. To get the length of our sleeve, you place your tape right at that point where you took your shoulder measurement. This point is where the shoulder and the sleeve come together. You place your tape there and you hold it like this to get your sleeve measurement. We have different length of sleeve. We have the short sleeve. The measurement can vary depending on what you're creating. Remember, you're the god of your creation, because you decide what it will look like. You decide what you're creating. You place your tape and then you get whichever length you want the sleeve to be it 4, 5, 6, 7. I basically like to use 6 for my short sleeve. Then for the midi, you place it, I like to use 16. And then for the long sleeve, I use 22.5 for myself. Sometimes I use 23 if I want the sleeve to be really on my wrist. That's all you need for your body measurements for now. I hope this video was of great value to you. I hope you will take measurements of yourself. I hope you will get a tape for your personal use. I hope taking measurements will not be a hassle anymore for you. Thank you if you've watched to this point. You're an OG, you're an amazing person, and I would really love it. I appreciate it if you go ahead to like my video, like this video, share with your friends and family, and subscribe. I'm open for suggestions, ideas, questions in my comment section below. Please subscribe and like. It would not take anything from you. It will take literally like 2 seconds, but it will mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Bye.